Alright guys, it's August 1st and we're out here shooting for this July Velvet Gains video, and we're starting down here at the southwest bottom this morning, and the feeder hasn't been getting hit as much. The drought's hitting us pretty hard, so we're kind of losing most of our deer to the river bottom a little over a mile away, I think. And our plots kind of suck because they're not getting any rain, and I sprayed the beans last week up here on the plot up above us, and they're actually starting to get grazed off a little bit, so we're going to pull the cell cam we've got down here and leave the other regular camera, and then we're going to put it up on top and put a licking branch over there and see if some of the bucks are coming to the plot still from different areas, because we're not getting them down here, so I don't think they're bedding here anymore. But we're gonna get this one done, get the next level pellets filled back up, and then head to the next spot, and we'll show you what we got and everything.
It's very important to harvest the mulberries before you put the licking branch up. Pretty good for a drought. So down here at the West Canyon feeder, we haven't had any feed in this feeder for probably a couple weeks at least, and we've had the camera here even though we haven't had feed in it. Took quite a few pictures, almost 900 pictures this week. So we got a bag of feed. We're gonna go ahead and fill this one up and move on to the next one.
We're at the bullpen feeder now. I'm just going through the card off the feeder right now and looking for the buck we call Beams, or Bog, Beams of Glory. We hung a cell cam in the corner where most of the deer come out, and we're just going through this one to see how many times he's actually here, because we only got him on that cell cam twice in the past week, and there's more pictures than that of him on here by quite a few, so we might have to move the cell cam. We're just trying to figure out exactly what trail he comes out on most often, so we can try to set up on him early, because it looks like he's probably going to be our best bet early season. So we'll figure that out and maybe move the camera, but we're going to keep going through these pictures and show you what we got.
All right, well, we just pulled up to the little alfalfa feeder, and this is a feeder that Bog's been hitting quite a bit also. And actually, right as we pulled up here, we bumped them off, and Garrett's got a cell cam down here. We were trying to see what trail they're coming up on over here. And on his cell cam, he got notifications, and they're running right down that trail when we bumped them off. So
at 12:30.
Yeah, at 12:30, and it's like 12:38 right now. But this feeder was pretty well empty. It's been getting hit by a lot of does and younger bucks, but Bog and the other young buck that he's been with have been hitting it too, so.
Next up is a windmill bottom feeder here. Got a water hole, a licking branch, and a feeder straight out to the alfalfa. And I think we said it in the past video, there hasn't been any shooters here for a couple years. We got a couple really good 2-year-old bucks showing up pretty regular, bedding up here on the flat. So we'll pull this card and head to either the 80 or the creek feeder. Down here in a week.
We just rolled up to the 80, and as you guys know, if you guys watched one of the last videos, this spot has so far been pretty worthless. We came in and checked on it last week, and we didn't film anything, but the feeder was all of a sudden empty, and we went to go check the card, and there wasn't a card in the camera, and it was shut off. So we're not sure if we didn't put a card in it or if it got tampered with, but we made sure that we turned it on and put a card in it, and we're gonna take a bag of feed down there and fill it back up and see if anything's been hitting it. So we just pulled the card and checked some of the pictures on it, and there's actually a really good, we're guessing a 3-year-old. Like we don't have any prior history with this spot, so we don't know any of these deer, but he looks like a solid 3-year-old. So we're starting to, there's a trail coming down from the bean field right to the feeder, so we're gonna end up filling it and hopefully get some more pictures of that buck, and hopefully a bigger and more mature buck shows up.
Yep, that fucking mosquito's off me. just got the creek feeder done. This is the last spot of the day. There's a few other sites you guys have seen in the past videos that have had cows for the last weeks or months, so obviously those aren't going to be in this, but really appreciate you guys watching. This is the second to last Velvet Gains video. The one we put out in September will be over August, and at the end of that we're going to do basically just lay out our whole hit list of bucks for the season, at least what we have up to September. So again, thank you guys that have been enjoying this for watching them, and we'll see you next month.
Hey man, what's up? What was that? You don't like how we ended the last segment? You want to end it with a pretty face? Alright, I got you. Alright guys, we're heading back from a quick trip out west to the Muley property. We checked a few trail cameras and did a little bit of scouting this morning, and we're going to include it into this episode because we haven't said anything about it since April. So, Garrett, roll that beautiful buck footage. You can't film me too. Alright, we're out here. We hung this camera back in April. Altogether, I think I've put probably a little over 40 pounds of mineral on this site this year. But we haven't checked this camera for a couple weeks, so we're gonna check this one, go pull the rest of our cards, and then probably find some spots for some new cameras.
So he's got freaking, he's nice and symmetrical.
Back fork. Yeah, it's kind of a small split.
Yeah, he's not very high scoring. Good potential.
Good looking deer though. Letting those walk end up like the ones across the road.
Yeah.
This one's still running. It's still taking pictures.
See it? The one down low is way bigger. The one down low is...
I got some.
He's way better than I thought.